With the Carolina Panthers almost a week away from their first official game of the season against the New Orleans Saints, let's take a look at the updated roster. Folks, it has been a busy week for me as a content creator and a busy week for the Carolina Panthers as they continue to make waiver claims, sign guys to the practice squad, release players, make corresponding transactions, calling players up, and Jordan Matthews. There's a lot to digest. So here we are with a little over a week, and we know that right now the Panthers are getting some time off, well-deserved time off. Before we get into the game week, I mean, it's here, folks. College football in full swing. I hope y'all are enjoying the college football games. ACC learning to survive, struggling a little bit, but at least getting there outside of Florida State, who fell to Georgia Tech, is what it is, folks. Let's get right into it. So the other day, we talked a little bit about the updated roster and where things were, where they landed. I think we need to get you caught up to speed because things continue to be fluid. And I'm going to give you a little bit of insight into the 6 players that were claimed off of waivers so you can get to know a little bit more about them. But we're going to take a look here. We're going to tie into the practice squad, tell you what's happened, and then go look at the updated practice squad, and then I'll close things out talking through the updated waiver claims. Give you some more info, like I said. So no, Jordan Matthews, Mike Boone, Alex Cook, Chandler Wooten, TJ Smith, Walter Palmore, Kenny Dyson, Mason Brooks, and Jack Plummer were signed to the practice squad. That was your original bunch, which is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Remember, you can keep 16. When these corresponding moves happened on the 28th, these waiver claims, we know that Amir Smith-Marset, Cade Mays, Deshaun Jameson, Jaden Peavy, Jalen Coker, Damani Richardson were let go. And some additional corresponding moves. So yesterday the 29th, they signed tight end Jordan Matthews to the active roster and placed defensive end Jaden Crumedy on IR. They also signed cornerback Lonnie Johnson Jr., outside linebacker Thomas Nkum, outside linebacker Taron Jackson, again, bringing on those outside linebackers because we needed the depth, and Felipe Franks to the practice squad. So that would have been 9, 10, 11, 12 on the practice squad because Crumedy would have been moved over. Actually, 11 because Matthews got moved up. They went out and signed Jaden Peavy, Jalen Coker, Damani Richardson, and then offensive lineman Jatiri Carter to the practice squad. Now, coming in today, they ended up bringing on Deion Kane and Brandon Walton, and then releasing Alex Cook, Walter Palmore, and offensive guard Mason Brooks. And that's a lot to keep up with. So what we're going to do is hop over, or at least I'm going to hop over, and then I'll tell you about it, and look at the active practice squad. So we have Mike Boone, who's a running back. We talked a lot about him, of course. Deion Kane, I think he may be one of the few Clemson players to ever be on a Panthers roster, but he's here. There finally is one. Jatiri Carter, who is a guard, and I should say Deion Kane is a wide receiver. Then Jalen Coker, who we know a lot about. Kenny Dyson, again, they were all here through camp, and Felipe Franks. Then we have Thomas Nkum, who's an outside linebacker, like I said. Taron Jackson, another OLB. Lonnie Johnson, cornerback. He's big, too. When you look at the cornerbacks that have been signed by the Carolina Panthers, they went and said, you know what? We're going to upgrade over size. We're going to go out there and get the biggest guys or bigger guys than what we had on the roster. And that's a decision to make in the NFL. When all things are equal, talent-wise, skill-wise, or maybe it's fractions of a difference in your abilities, every little inch truly does matter. And when you can have a bigger guy that's more durable, and again, bigger doesn't mean more durable necessarily, but at least on paper, bigger, longer guy, better in coverage, can easily match up against some of these bigger wide receivers, you take it. So, and there is talks that Lonnie Johnson may be elevated by week 1 to the active roster. Not elevated, but assigned to the active roster. Jaden Peavy, Jack Plummer, Damani Richardson, TJ Smith, Brandon Walton, and then Chandler Wooten. And let's see, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, which means there's one practice squad position open. And I don't know if Amir Smith-Marset is going to come back. I'm guessing he's looking for another opportunity. But outside of that, we've got, let's see, where did we go with our reserve injured list? That's what I was moving to next. But yeah, Anthony Brown, Jaden Crumity, Tay Davis, Sam Franklin, Cam Gill, and Dane Jackson. Busy time. And if you go out, let's take a look. If we were to go out there today with the starting roster, be looking at Deontay Johnson, Ike Ekwonu, Damian Lewis, Austin Corbett, Robert Hunt, Taylor Moton, likely Tommy Trimble, and Jadavian Sanders. I have no idea what's going on with Ian Thomas. That may be the biggest question of this roster right now. He really hasn't been practicing. I know he's trying to get back to week 1, but they elevated Jordan Matthews. What's happening there, man? What's going on? I guess we're going to find out soon. Jonathan Mingo, Bryce Young, and Chuba Hubbard on the offensive side of the ball. And then defense, we've got Derek Brown, Shai Tuttle, Ashawn Robinson, Jadeveon Clowney, Shaq Thompson, Josie Jewell, DJ Johnson, J.C. Horn, Mike Jackson right now, your starter, Xavier Woods, Jordan Fuller, and Troy Hill. I just did a video. I haven't posted it. You're going to see it probably in the coming days as we get ready for this season. I went back in time and looked at the 2023 roster, compared it to the 2024 roster, and went through every single position player and made a decision on if we upgraded or remained the same or downgraded at that position group. But in general, I think across the board, when you look at the roster itself and the newer additions, I should say, it does feel like a pretty decent upgrade for the Carolina Panthers. Now let's get to know some of the newer guys that were claimed off of waivers. I want to give you as much information as I can, at least as I'm able to digest. So we're going to go through it. We know we brought in quite a few on the defensive side, 5 of the 6 waiver claims, defensive guys. We'll start out with Keenan Isaac. So Keenan Isaac is a promising cornerback. He played college football at Alabama State. You see a lot of these smaller colleges in the group on the waiver claims. Known for his height and length. Again, that's what we're looking for, height and length at the cornerback position on the outside. Excelled in press coverage, shown potential to develop into a solid NFL cornerback. He was undrafted in 23, picked up by Tampa as an undrafted free agent. And you know what? You got those Tampa Bay ties. Dave Canales has been around and seen it, so you bring him on up here. Shamar Bartholomew, again, cornerback. He played college at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, which is UAB. Recognized for his strong ball skills and physicality, despite not being drafted. His performances, really led him here to the active roster for the Carolina Panthers. And we know the joint practice with the Jets is a big reason that he was brought over. We have, again, you had 3 cornerbacks. You have cornerback, the third one, Tariq Castro-Fields. And Tariq Castro-Fields, so he's a little bit bigger school, played at Penn State, drafted by the 49ers in the 6th round of the 2022 NFL Draft. Experience playing in multiple defenses and schemes, known for his athleticism and versatility. He spent time with the Niners and Commanders, and again, just got picked off of waivers to the Carolina Panthers. So there you go, a lot of size in the cornerback room compared to what we had here. Jamie Sheriff, who played at Florida Atlantic. He had a very solid preseason, and I think that's part of the reason that he ended up landing here. So known for his pass rushing abilities, speed off the edge, undrafted, but caught the attention of several teams, and he's also able to contribute on special teams. That's the thing when we talk about elevations, when we talk about the final 53 or the game day roster, which is even smaller, we know that the guys that are there on the back end have to contribute on special teams. And I think that's another reason we saw some of the acquisitions that happen and claims that were made for guys that can do it all. We have linebacker John Radigan. Radigan's a linebacker from Army. He was an undrafted free agent with Seattle. Again, those ties to Seattle. Made his mark on special teams and a rotational linebacker. Strong tackling and leadership qualities. Radican's journey from military academy to the NFL is a testament to his work ethic and determination. So all defensive there. Then on the offensive side of the ball, we have guard Jarrett Kingston. He's more, why am I wanting to say that that's right? Yeah, guard. I don't know why I was thinking he was a tackle. Too many things happening. Jarrett Kingston, offensive guard, played at Washington State, so not as small. Signed as an undrafted free agent by the Niners in this past year. Is noted for his versatility along the offensive line, strong run blocking skills, and has the potential to develop into a reliable interior offensive lineman at the professional level. And hey, we need it. No doubt about it. Now, two other guys, and these are your practice squad claims here, in Deon Cain and offensive tackle Brandon Walton, but I had some of their information pulled up, so why not talk about it. Deon Cain, a wide receiver with a history, again, came from Clemson, but wide receiver with a history of both NFL and USFL experience. He was drafted by the Colts in 2018, included stints with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Eagles, made a notable impact in the USFL with the Birmingham Stallions, where he earned MVP honors in the 2023 USFL Championship, catching 3 touchdown passes. Again, can't have too many wide receivers, and when you're carrying 5 right now, you're going to need some help coming from the practice squad. Performance in the USFL showcased his ability to contribute significantly on the field, leading to his return to the NFL. So, there you have it. And Brandon Walton, offensive tackle with NFL experience, ties to Tampa Bay. Again, you're bringing over those Tampa Bay folks. Showing versatility in his playing ability, stepping in as a key backup and starter when needed. His experience and adaptability make him a valuable addition to the practice squad, where he can provide depth if injuries arise on the offensive line. So, I mean, I love what happens, as fans, at least for content creators too. When we get to this point of the year, it's difficult to go from, April. Yeah, because around April, you got your draft picks, you got your signings and free agency, you've got all those things panning out. And you learn the roster, you get the 90-man. I do a 90-man breakdown, and then we get to this point where it's like, oh, yeah, everything that you knew is like out the door. Significant turnover across the roster itself, but you got to do it at this point. And I know Mike K tweeted when we look at most, there's a big portion of the starters that are back from last year, but there's also a lot of new faces, a lot of new depth that wasn't there. And I think the Panthers are doing everything they can to take advantage of the opportunity where they sit at number 1 in the waiver wire. Now, they're going to continue to monitor, to look at what's happening, and they can do this again over the next 3 into week 4 as they sit at number 1. And then hopefully by that time they've moved down and they're not number 1 in the waiver wire, right? Hopefully they've won some games, which means that when we get to that new reset based off of standings and where they sit, that they are not there. That's all that we can hope for, right? And here we are, folks. The season is upon us. Right around the corner, a week from Sunday, we will have NFL football back in the Carolinas. There's a lot of things that are going to be happening this week for me. We're going to have your NFC South predictions coming out from me personally. My season prediction, my official one for the Carolina Panthers, and a season stat projection for the players. We may, I don't do betting or promote betting, like, not that I don't bet, but I don't promote anything on my show. We may look at some over-unders, some basic lines that I can find for some of the big names on the roster, and just have a little fun picking through those. It's going to be a busy week. I will also have your Saints preview coming up. We've got a Saints preview right around the corner. So I'll continue to push out content. And if you are a Panthers fan, or if you're just an NFL fan, or Falcons, Saints, Bucks, whoever, I appreciate y'all tuning in. We're going to have a lot of stuff coming for you, and I can't wait. But until next time, folks, this is Carolina Dad. Y'all have a good one.